And as I got older, I was interested in what happened the next day after you do something you know you shouldn't have done. And there was this experiment that was set up to test people to see actually how far they would go to obey. It was called the Obedience to Authority experiment. And people were brought in to Yale University, and they were told that they had to help with this experiment that was studying the effects of punishment on learning. And if a person got an answer wrong, they would have to administer an electrical current that would hurt that person. And that person would say, actually, this really hurts. Could you stop? But the authority would say, don't stop. Keep hurting that person. Keep administering the electric shock and increase the voltage of it. And so the people who stopped, a lot of people stopped, but a lot of people didn't. And the person who was feeling pain was an actor. So luckily, nobody really got hurt. But people had to discover what the limits of their obedience was, and it was a very hard lesson. And to a person, the people who participated in it said, I'm grateful to know this about myself. And also one guy went to jail during the Vietnam War, and because he was resisting the war, and he said, I learned something about authority and me, and I don't believe in this war, so I'm going to go to jail because I participated in this experiment, which actually then turned out to be one of the most unethical experiments that could never be repeated, because they decided that the scientists had been a little bit too obedient to a really scary, unethical experiment. So I became fascinated with what happened, you know, with why a person, how they're obedient, when they're obedient, what it's like to be living in New Haven with Yale University with its locked gates, and they let you in and they tell you got to obey, and what that must be like, and how about that person. And so I took a strangely I tried to sort of get inside the mind of my own obedience and their obedience, and the ways in which we are all being obedient in a way that we regret all the time, just in this messed up parts of our messed up parts of our wonderful world. That's what I mean to say. It's not a messed up world, but you know, there's a lot of work to be done. So I wrote this song, and it's called Buzzer. And the dream, this came out of a dream. It was a melody in a dream. So pay attention to the melodies in your dreams that you wake up with in the morning, because they'll sort of cycle through your brain, attach words to them, and they make really good songs. It's like little seedlings. All right, so with no further ado, and by all means, sing along whenever you want. Here we go. Although this one's incredibly fast, but you know, on all of them. Sitting with the number 8 platter at the restaurant, $4.29 for almost anything I want. Add it up, it's cheaper than the stuff I make myself. I get by, never needed anybody's help. And I tore out an ad, and they told me that I would press the buzzer, At the graduate lab, they were doing some tests. I pressed the buzzer, Ride the circle off of the highway, spiral into the driveway. In the maze of old precepts, they'll be waiting at the lab. I don't know how everybody makes it through the daily drill. Paint the nails, walk a dog, pay every bill. Feeling sorry for this guy that I pressed his shock. He guessed the answer's wrong. I have to up the watch, and he begged me to stop, but they told me to go. I pressed the buzzer, So get out of my head, just give me my line. I pressed the buzzer, Ride a circle off of the highway, spiral into the driveway. In the maze of old precepts, they'll be waiting at the lab. They brought me back to the lab to discuss the test. I put my earrings on, found my heels for a dress. Right away I knew it was like a failed quiz. The man said, do you know what a fascist is? I said, yeah, it's when you do things you're not proud of, but you're scraping by, taking orders from above. I get it now, I'm the case, I'm the cause of war. We don't have to blame white-coated men anymore. When I knew it was wrong, I played it just like a game. I pressed the buzzer, Here's your $70, now everything's changed. I press the buzzer, But tell me where are your stocks, would you do this again? I press the buzzer, and
Tell me who made your clothes? Was it children or man? Or just the closer? Ride the circle off of the head, spiral into the driveway, and the maze of the brief steps. They'll be waiting at the light.